Okay, we're on. Let me just tweet this out and we'll get going. Okay. Get that spreadsheet going. There it is. All right. Obviously, strong 10-5 last week. We had a shot at 12-3. Ended up botching those last two picks. That would have been nice, but you can't hate on a 67%. That bumped us up solid over 59% now. 59.39 repeating. That's through 165 games. Let's just update this here. We'll have 180 after this week. We hit the lock was thanks to Dr. Vodka, Lochter Vodka. We had the football team winning outright, had the Vikings as a different dog, also won outright, and we only hit half of the teaser. Who did I have? We teased New England down to a half with the shutout. That was no problem. And then we had the Giants up to 17. Ouch. Quick recap. Like I said, Patriots just utter domination. Lions, I've been saying that they're due to start covering, and we'll get into that with the Thanksgiving game, something I want to talk about there. Teams, the Lions might not win a game this year, but they're not going to go over on covering the spread. They're going to get their covers in. So that was just a trend. I like the Lions there. We were on the right side of that. Had the L with Jacksonville. Didn't look strong. Like I said, with the football team getting us the outright win, just like Dr. Vodka said. Bears kept it close. Vikings with an outright win. That one was interesting. Came down to it, and they got it done in, I believe, in overtime it was. Colts beating up on Buffalo, and that was just the Jonathan Taylor show, huh? I think he got drug tested this week after that 4 tutties. We had Miami. So Kelly in Vegas, who's very, very sharp, she put out that the whole world was on the Dolphins and you should take the Jets. It didn't feel right. And with the quarterback issues, putting your support behind Mike White and then benching him for Flacco didn't seem cohesive there. So, some locker room problems. I thought something was going on. Maybe that's why they didn't show up. Eagles getting a big win. And Houston beating up on Tennessee, plus 10.5. Raiders, like I said, I think the Bengals are just the better team there. And we might have used up all of the interim head coach's juice. So that was another good one. Then we went over on the last ones. Seahawks, I got to do some more research into that Russell Wilson. If I do end up changing a pick today, I'll, of course, tweet it. We've only changed one pick so far after learning about that Barstool Sportsbook promo on the Bears, plus 1985 for them to cover the spread. Yeah, right. Cowboys, I was just wrong on that one. I think they had a chance. And we'll see with the Cowboys tomorrow. But the Chiefs did not look stellar. Pittsburgh, I thought the Chargers had it at the end. They could have pulled it off, but I think they just played it safe and kept the win. And then Monday night, just kind of an ugly game. Giants never. Once the second half hit, it was like, oh man, even this teaser is not going to make it. So moving on to week 12, let's cover the Thanksgiving games first. We always do the Patriots first, but we got 3 games tomorrow. Just a great day for football. It's Thanksgiving. So we got the Lions at home against the Bears. Justin Fields did not practice Monday or Tuesday. I didn't get a chance to see if he practiced today. But the Lions +4, they allow 5 more points per game than the Bears. Other than that, they're very even on paper. This line's kind of telling me we're giving you 4. Normally, you'd be like a 3-point favorite at home. So on a neutral field, are we looking at Bears by 7? I don't think so. I like the Lions to cover here. They might actually win outright. I've got another stat I saw today, just a few moments before I went live. The Cowboys 1-9 against the spread their last 10 Thanksgiving games. I like a regression to the mean. The Cowboys, they put up 8 more points per game and allow 4 fewer. They earn 50 more yards per game. This offense is just stellar. Amari Cooper likely out for the Cowboys. CeeDee Lamb also possibly out. That was as of yesterday. I'll lay the 7. Like I said, I think we lost some of that magic in the interim head coach for the Raiders. And the night game, the Bills heading to the Saints. Bills score 5 more points per game and allow 2 fewer. This Saints defense is actually very good. Bills hold their opponents to 50 fewer yards per game. That's 283 to 337. They earn 70 more yards per game. Bills have 14 turnovers on the season. That's one of the highest that I saw around the league. And if you compare that to the Saints, they've only got 8 so far. Penalties, we're looking at 75 to 59. That's resulting in 661 penalty yards for the Bills. Compare that to 485 for the Saints, a more disciplined team. These teams play every 4 years or so, and the Bills haven't won since 2 days after Christmas in 1998. I'll take the points with the Saints. I think a lot of people are going to look to Buffalo to bounce back. And I think maybe a look ahead. They got the Patriots on Monday night coming up. So I like the Bills to drop one here. I'm not saying they're going to lose outright, but maybe sprinkle. So now let's get to that Patriots game. Like I just said, they've got the Bills Monday night for week 13. Very even on paper, these two teams. Patriots defense sets them apart, allowing only 16 points per game against. Compare that to the Titans that allow 23. I know it's a home game for the Patriots, but I think maybe another look ahead. Titans just got blown out. Not blown out, but they shouldn't have lost outright as a 10.5 point favorite. I'm going to take the Titans. I hate picking against the Patriots. Give me the 5.5. Let's see. Philly heading to the Giants. Jason Garrett just let go. I saw an article yesterday. Jalen Hurts. Oh, no. This was today. This was from today. Said Hurts is the Eagles' future quarterback. It was just a bunch of headlines. Eagles set to run right into the playoffs. Eagles will run you out of the building. Darius Slay to the Pro Bowl. Eagles playoffs Eagles playoffs contenders amid a rebuild. And then it asks a question, Nick Sirianni, a top 10 NFL coach? I think this is all just propaganda. Give me the Giants plus 3.5. This is typically a pretty close matchup. 3.5 is a little tough. I'd expect like a 27-24 game here. So I'll take the home dog. Carolina at Miami. Miami coming off that Jets game, not an easy win, but they got it done. I think I like Carolina to start getting hot here. This -1 is maybe just a little bit of trickery. Didn't have really any notes on this one. Looking at 70 degrees at Hard Rock Stadium on Sunday afternoon. Pittsburgh heading to Cincinnati. Bengals allow 1 more point per game, but score 7 more. 18 fewer penalties for the Bengals. It's 40-58. That results in 90 fewer penalty yards, 433 to 343. I like the road dog. Bucks and the Colts. I think this is another fishy one. Like they should, people are going to expect probably the Colts, after just beating up on Buffalo, to slide a little bit here, and the Bucks to, it's a small line, 3. I think a lot of people are going to be on the Bucks, just laying 3 here. Like the Colts. What do we have for any notes? Bucks are super undisciplined, man. 7 more penalties for 113 more penalty yards. They score 4.5 more points per game and earn 60 more yards per game. The unvaccinated AB will be out. And remember that Richard Sherman is on the IR. I'll take the Colts. Home dog. Jets heading to Houston. I wrote to look for the under. Let's see what we got there. $44.5. Yeah, you're going to get a small line like that because these teams combine for just 32 points for. Texans don't even average 300 yards per game, which is alarming in the modern day NFL. The Jets are allowing over 400 yards per game, though, so you could see that average creep up there. They combined for 39 turnovers this season. That might play a factor into the total. I like the under. They combined for 32, and the total is 44.5. But you might see some turnovers between these two sloppy teams. They don't play often, but the last time the Jets won this matchup, November 21st, 2010. So I'll lay the points with Houston. I think this looks like a funny line to me. Atlanta heading to Jacksonville. Jags haven't won this matchup since 2007. This game screams the under as well. These teams combine for just 35 points per game. This total just a little bit higher, 46.5. Another fishy line here. You think that Atlanta would beat up all over these guys, laying just 1. I'm going to take the +1. Just looks tricky to me. Chargers heading to Mile High. Chargers score 3.5 more points per game, but this Broncos defense really, really hanging up there with Patriots, Bills, the Saints, these strong defenses. They hold teams to 8 fewer points per game. That's 17-25 comparing the two teams. Broncos have 10 fewer penalties on the season, resulting in 120 fewer penalty yards. The last 7 matchups here have been decided by of the last 7, only 3 have been decided by 7 or more. So this is usually a pretty close game. I like the Broncos catching 2.5. And Minnesota heading to San Fran. I might be completely wrong on this one. I don't have a ton of faith in the 49ers, and the Vikings just coming off a hard-fought victory against the Packers. You might see them drop one here. I think the Niners might be more of a public team. I think because the Vikings weren't that good beginning of the season. You're going to have like a lot of negative sentiment towards them and people not wanting to take that 3. I will. Even points per game, both teams averaging 24.6 points per game. Negligible differences comparing their yards per game, yards allowed. Vikings have 8 fewer turnovers, and their 9 additional penalties result in just 28 more penalty yards. So the Niners, while they take fewer penalties, they're probably pass interference, allowing big plays. I like the Vikings here +3. And Rams heading to Green Bay. Rodgers, I read that thing today. He's talking to McAfee, and he's talking about his COVID toe, and it's more painful than when he had turf toe. I don't know what that means for this, if he's going to play, because he played on it before. The Rams allow 2 more points per game and 30 more yards per game. They score 7.5 more points per game and earn 40 more. So I'm thinking those kind of cancel out a little bit. I think a lot of people are going to be on the Rams, just like Green Bay, especially with that negative Rodgers sentiment as well. I know I just used sentiment twice. Cleveland heading to the Ravens. My dad's a Cleveland fan and told me when I was a kid that, because the Browns weren't a team for a while, they were the Ravens. So kind of a rivalry here, I guess. The Browns haven't really been able to stay competitive in recent years, this matchup. Ravens have the better offense, but the worse defense. Browns are incredibly undisciplined. 80 penalties so far this season. I believe that was the most I saw throughout the league. Compare that to 52 on the season for the Ravens. That's a 726 to 466 yard differential. So Lamar, I think he had the runs a little bit last week. I think people are going to look to be on the Ravens, and I always like being on the other side, except when somebody else points it out, like Kelly in Vegas. Then I'm going to fade that, just because I think a lot of people are going to jump on what she says as well. And I thought I had a good read on that one too. So I'll take the road dog, Browns catching 4. And the last one, Seattle heading to the football team. There's something going on with Russell Wilson. I didn't get a chance to really look into it, but my initial read was this is a half point. I think the Seahawks are traditionally a public team, so a lot of people like to bet on them, and especially when they're catching points against the football team who just had a hard-fought victory. I think this is maybe a trick. Turnover battle here is bad, 4-13 in favor of Seattle. I just think it's a trick. I'll lay a half point with the football team. You just got to win the game. Okay. All right, let's pick out a lock, a dog, and a 6-point teaser. A lot of tight spreads this week. And I'm not really liking that I have so many home teams on here. I'll give you a Thanksgiving Day lock. Yellow and blue make green. Let's lock the Lions. A different dog. Let's do the Giants for our dog. And we'll tease Cowboys down to 1. Give you some Thanksgiving Day action here. And I like the Saints up to 10.5. You can just do a Thanksgiving special. Steelers up to 10. I don't really like that. You can't push one leg of the teaser. And I don't want to cross 0. Let's tease the Broncos up. All right, lock the week. Thanksgiving. Lions at home. Catching 4. Dog of the week. Giants at home against the Eagles. Plus 3.5. And your teaser. Dallas down to -1. And the Broncos at home against the Chargers. Plus 8.5. I'm going to take a little break here. And at 8 o'clock, I'm going to be on my YouTube or on my Mixcloud channel, Mixcloud.com/hitthepost, hitthepost.live. I'm going to play like an hour and a half of music and try to hit the post on as many songs as I can. Just a fun way to get into the holiday weekend here. Other than that, good luck and have a great Thanksgiving. I'm thankful for all the listeners. As always, please gamble responsibly.